Hey, and welcome back to the Deliberate Exchange. My name is Chelsea. I'm so glad that you're listening. Okay, you know those reels where there are husbands who are prepping to shower with their wives, and it's this whole production. He is turning on the stove, there is a boiling pot of water, and he's taking a deep breath and splashing little bits of it onto his face because he knows what's coming. The boiling hot water uh, that she is inevitably going to be running. And that is me. I am that wife. Kevin sends me these reels literally all the time. And absolutely, my showers are a whole sensory journey. They are both ice cold because I do my conscious discomfort via cold therapy, and they're also scalding hot. Like I have zero in between. And what I have noticed like I have kind of noticed lately what that's actually doing to me. And we're talking about the hot showers here. It dries my skin out. It makes me feel itchy, and when my skin gets inflamed, it can flare up my urticaria, which is a condition that is, uh, you know, tied to stress and heat. and and then I was thinking about this in the shower, in a scalding hot shower. I know better. I know exactly what the consequences will be, and I still do it. Like, there is no mystery here. There is no surprise outcome, just me choosing discomfort that I already understand. And when I was thinking about this the other day, it hit me like, of course, like this is the same pattern I used with alcohol. And so let's talk about the paradox of I know better. I knew alcohol wasn't helping me. I knew that it made me anxious, exhausted, inflamed, disconnected. I knew that it kept me small, emotionally, energetically, spiritually, and I still poured the glass. It didn't make sense logically. I was doing so many other things to feel better. I, I would work out. I would, uh, you know, try and quote unquote take care of myself. But yet I was still doing something that I knew was making me feel worse. And so I started asking myself the questions that most of us, myself included, avoid because we don't actually know the answer. Like, why do we do this, especially when we know better? Why do we cling to the things that hurt us, the habits, the patterns, the relationships, even the thoughts, when the evidence strongly supports what it's costing us? And what does this have to do with our nervous system and the way that our stress responses are wired? And so I was thinking about all that, and so I wanted to unpack that today. So we will start with what's actually going on beneath the surface, because we like to think that we make things or make decisions logically, but most of our daily choices are made unconsciously. They are made from habit, from memory, and a deep need for safety. Typically, they are not formed out of logic or from goals. Your body, your nervous system is wired for survival and not self-optimization. So if something, even something harmful, has become part of your survival code, your system is going to default to it again and again. And that's why you can know something's bad for you, and yet you still find yourself reaching for it. Like when I used to drink, what I understand now was never about the wine itself. It was about the moment of exhale that I associated with it. It was a cue that said, you can finally relax. So even when my conscious brain knew that it wasn't actually helping, my body was still chasing the sense of relief and not the drink. And that's what majority of us are chasing when we repeat these patterns that we hate. We are chasing familiar relief. Even if that relief is temporary, even if the cost is high. Because when we're in survival mode, your body values familiar discomfort over unfamiliar safety. It would rather stay in what it knows than risk the unknown, even if that unknown is healing. Now, from a nervous system perspective, what I learned is that it comes down to what's called a state-dependent behavior, which means whatever state your nervous system is in, fight, flight, freeze, or fawn, determines what choices even feel available to you. So if your body is in a chronic state of fight or flight, when you're braced, when you're busy, when you're managing everybody else's needs, you are not in a state that it can access long-term thinking, compassion, or any kind of nuanced self-reflection. You are deep into survival thinking and not into self-trust thinking. So your choices end up being very reactive and not responsive. And so that's why you might say, I'll take a cold shower next time, or I'll only have one drink, or I'll rest when things slow down. And then in the moment, your nervous system hijacks that plan. Because to your body, that discomfort is equivalent to a tiger chasing and about to eat you. And familiar equals safe. So we repeat what we know, even if it burns us. Like this is such a frustrating loop when I see it played out with alcohol, when I see it played out in other areas like the cold shower or like the hot showers. There's also an identity layer here. Sometimes the thing we think or that we keep doing isn't just a habit. It's a reflection of who we have learned to be. Like I was, and to some degree still am, the high functioning one. Like not like in terms of like workload and overworking and things like that. When it came to me as a drinker, like the former Chelsea, I was the one who could drink but still crush it at work and still show up and still perform. And that became proof of my strength, proof that I was quote unquote fine. So quitting alcohol wasn't just about removing a substance, it was about losing a part of the identity that kept me safe for literally years. And the same goes for stress. If your entire identity has been built around the one who handles it all, then slowing down is going to feel really, really threatening. And if your identity has been built around being the one who always gives, then saying no will feel unsafe. And it's not that you don't know better, it's that your nervous system still associates your old patterns with belonging and safety. So how do we change it? The first step is awareness, like everything. But awareness without criticism. When you notice yourself choosing the thing that hurts, just stop and ask, like, what part of me thinks this is helping? Because there's always a part of you that believes it's doing something useful. Like the hot shower, maybe it's a way to feel something when you've been feeling numb all day. The drink is maybe it's a way to feel relief when you don't have space to rest. Or overworking, maybe it's a way to feel worthy when your nervous system equates rest with rejection. When you start seeing your patterns as protective instead of self-sabotaging, you open the door to change. And from there, it's about creating little micro moments of regulation, which are small, consistent actions that teach your body that safety can exist in stillness and not just stress. And that's what nervous system work really is teaching your body that peace is safe. And maybe it's a 1-minute practice with your breath. Maybe it's ending your shower with cool water instead of the scalding. You can try that if you want. Let me know how it goes. Or what I've done since I made this particular pattern aware to me with no judgment, my showers have been not as scalding hot, like 1% per day. And guess what? My skin is better. Or maybe it's even taking 3 slow, deep breaths before responding to a text that gives you that like weird feeling in your stomach. Every one of those moments sends a signal, I'm safe, I can choose differently now. The more you do it, as I tell my clients in my community, it's reps in. And so the more you do it, the more your brain rewires to match that particular truth. So now when I step into the shower and that first blast of water hits, I notice, I smile, because it's such a perfect metaphor for growth. I can have compassion for the part of me that used to need intensity to feel alive, the part that only knew how to exist in those extremes. And now I get to choose something different. Like, I still like my warm showers and my cold showers, don't get me wrong, but now I'm more interested in what feels nourishing and what's going to help me rather than what's going to hurt me. And that is the shift. Whether it's showers or alcohol or overworking or overgiving, the real transformation begins when we stop trying to fix what's broken and start learning to listen to what's beneath it. Because everything that we do, even the stuff that hurts, was once a way to help ourselves survive. But survival isn't the goal anymore. Like, we want to feel alive. We want more energy. That's the goal. We want to live in alignment and our authentic lives, like all the Instagram influencers talk about. That's what we want. Now, if this episode has landed for you, if you're nodding your head to a bunch of things here, I would love for you to share it. I would love for you to tag me at The Deliberate One, because I think that the more people understand these little nuanced ways of how we're responding to life, like in so many different capacities, we end up being able to repair them, and then we end up being better people, and that is a ripple effect that I want to stand behind. But if you're ready to start regulating instead of reacting, you can go check out Steady, which is a 7-day nervous system reset for real life. It is designed for 5 minutes a day for you to start choosing differently, not from willpower, but from safety. Because this is how we build self-trust, one nervous system signal at a time. You don't have to keep choosing what burns you. You can choose what brings you home. And that Steady and 7-day nervous system reset for real life is going to give you those tools. Like I said, in under 5 minutes a day, you just follow the prompts and the guided audio, and it's going to bring you home. And not just when it's a tactical need and shit is hitting the fan, but I want you to supplement maybe a 10-minute scroll for watching these videos and see what starts to shift. So thank you for listening. I'm going to enjoy my warm showers. Like I said, message me if this resonated in any way. And in the meantime, breathe it in, be deliberate, and please be good to yourself.